Hi, I'm Larry Johnson. I'm a professor at Texas A&M University, and today we're going to talk about the male reproductive system.
The male reproductive system, the excurrent ducts of the male reproductive system, that is the retestes, efferent ducts, and epididymis, and epididymal sperm maturation.
Now, so spermatozoa is produced in the tubules. It goes through the retestes tubule and then goes through the efferent ducts and then to the epididymis, and that's what we're going to see. Here we see the epididymis uniform, but it has stereocilia on its surface. Now, the center of tubules give rise to the retested tubules, and this whole region is known as a mediastinum. So here we see the mediastinum, where the spermatozoa are going from the center of tubules out through the retestes, through the efferent ducts, and here we see the retested tubules in through here, as we can see, and here we can see again, we can see center of tubules over here, the mediastinum area where you have retested tubules. These have simple cuboidal epithelia on there, which are ciliated. I have one cilium on each one, and then we have the efferent ducts. Efferent ducts is true ciliated cells, and that's a counterpart to the oviduct in the female. And then we have the ductus epididymis. And so here is a single ductus epididymis with a pseudostratified columnar epithelium with stereocilia. And so that's how sperm get out from the center of tubules to the retestes, efferent ducts, and into the epididymis. And here we can see the efferent ducts, true ciliated cells on its surface. You can see the cilia here, and the cells have varied in height, and as a consequence, they look scalloped, and so you get a scalloped appearance of the duct. So here's a scalloped appearance of the efferent duct, true ciliated cells, and then that gives rise to the ductus epididymis. Here we see some spermatozoa in there, and the long stereocilia, not true cilia, just very long branch microvilli that holds the sperm off of the epididymis epithelium, and you can see there's some smooth muscle here in the head of the epididymis. So here we see the head of the epididymis, pseudostratified columnar epithelium with stereocilia is what we see there. Some more sperm in the lumen. This is actually a blockage in the duct, and they expect to see some macrophages in there too. You see one right here, as well as the sperm in through there. Usually you don't have sperm stored quite so concentrated in there, but there was a blockage in this case. The tail of the epididymis, you have more smooth muscle. As you go down, you can see the smooth muscle here around the epididymis, and usually the height of the epithelium is reduced as you go through the epididymis. And if we look at one of those epididymal cells, you can see the stereocilia and see that indeed it is branched. The branch, very, very long microvilli are known as stereocilia, and you have them in the epididymis. There's a lot of Golgi apparatuses in these epithelium, not sure why, and also a big swirl of smooth ER mitochondria that we see in these cells. Now, in the epididymis, as you see here, there's head epididymis, body epididymis, tail epididymis, and the ductus deferens. Sperm gain their ability to swim, and they also become fertile. You have maturation of the plasma membrane, mitochondria become stabilized with disulfide bonds, and the nucleus DNA changes a little bit. It too is stabilized by disulfide bonds during the transit in the epididymis.
So we want to acknowledge the original sources of images or drawings that were taken from textbooks, and we hereby acknowledge that in this slide. So that's the end of the male reproductive excurrent ducts, male reproductive system, the retestes, efferent duct, epididymis, epididymal sperm maturation.